Good morning, YouTube. I just made breakfast for Kristen and I. This morning we had blueberry pancakes. Typically I just make eggs, but I decided to be a little bit more ambitious today. And now I'm going to attempt to make the bed, and I can't do that holding the camera. On the agenda today, I have to go to the post office. End of agenda. I was going to work on that mini quilt today that I said I was going to work on yesterday, but I've made an executive decision that I'm going to work on that over the weekend, because then I can work at it at the dining room table and I don't have to deal with the messing up what's clean of downstairs and dealing with what's messy of downstairs. So that's my plan. But first things first, I need to make the bed. Did I tell you guys it snowed again? Just a little, probably less than an inch. But we are not shoveling it today because tonight we're supposed to get ice, and the snow underneath will help give you a little traction when you walk on it and drive on it, until we can get out there to sand. I am on my way to the post office because I seem to live there right now. And then I'm coming home. I have to fold up some laundry. I really don't have any plans today, and I'm good with that. I might make some sugar cookies. Haven't decided yet. It's a lot of day left to decide. It's only 10 o'clock. I should have left earlier, but I got distracted. I was playing Animal Crossing, let's be honest. I'm back from the post office. I got a Christmas card from my mother. I get 2 Christmas cards every year. One for my sister and one for my mother. That's okay. I got a ball of yarn, 4 more bulky hats. The bulk of my order should be here tomorrow, but I don't go to the post office on Saturdays, so. And I got a toll bill that I just took care of paying, so that's done. And I'm making a cup of coffee. That's what that atrocious noise behind me is. Kristen's making tea and I'm making coffee, so the kettle and the coffee maker are both running. I think I'm going to sit down and watch my Judge Judy and start a hat. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to try this later too. This is for Moldy. I never ended up doing my wrapping the other day, so I'm going to do that now. I haven't watched Judge Judy yet. I just sat down and knit, and I was watching some YouTube. So I'm going to wrap. And I need to watch Judge Judy. It's a need, it's not a want. I only have 4 things to wrap, so it shouldn't take me, like half an hour or so. And I am going to make cookies. I'm trying to decide, it's a hair, between sugar cookies and thumbprint cookies. I'm probably going to make sugar cookies because I can freeze them, number 1. And only make a few for us to keep out now. And number 2, I'm the only one who eats thumbprint cookies, and I literally would eat every single one. So I think that's my plan. I reserve the right to change my mind. But for now, I'm gonna wrap these couple things. I have to open those. Those are my, that's what I had made for Kristen. And sadly, I cannot show them to you because Kristen watches these videos. But once Christmas is past, I will show you what it is. I'm officially done wrapping. And even better, I'm done shipping too. That's only partially true. I'm done wrapping for Kristen and I. Kristen and I do all the wrapping for Tom too, so I'll still have to do that when he's ready, but he's not ready yet. So I'm gonna bring these upstairs and do something else. I might fold the laundry. That might be a good thing to do, a necessity. I ate some lunch and I've watched one Judge Judy. I forgot it was Friday and we get 2. Tom went up to take a little lay down, so I'm not gonna do anything that makes noise right now, so I'm gonna work on knitting. This is the hat I'm currently working on. And I know I showed you this yesterday or the day before, but I did add a pom-pom to this hat. There, you can see it better there, I think. And I did knit this hat. And last night I knit this hat and another hat, but the other hat Kristen hasn't taken off her head since she got up this morning, so I can't show you that one right now. No, it's totally fine. They'll see it eventually. So I'm going to sit and knit while he's laying down and do my banging in the kitchen once he gets up, which is totally fine because I have no agenda for today. I've decided that I'm going to, I think I told you, make sugar cookies. But in the interim, we got these pork chops from Schwann's, and Kristen wants to try pork again. She hasn't been a fan of it in the past, but I think she's learning that I cook things differently than she grew up eating them, so they sometimes taste different than she's expecting. And she's also really widened her horizons as to what she's willing to give another shot. So I want to make these in the oven. So I found this recipe online. I haven't made pork chops in the oven in over 15 years, so I needed a recipe. The only thing I do not have is I do not have mustard powder and I do not have peppercorns, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. I hope it's not going to be a problem, but we'll just go with that. So I'm making the brine, and these need to sit in the brine for between 30 minutes and 2 hours. So I'm going to do it for 2 hours. And then we'll put it in the oven. And while those are brining, I will make the cookies, but Tom is still laying down. We got our UPS delivery of the day, which was bathroom cleaner and shower curtains. So I'll also be hanging new shower curtain liners later on today. As I say all the time, it is a glamorous life I lead, but someone has to do it. So I will try and remember to put a link to these pork chops in the description if they're good. So I'm gonna get to this. I just finished watching one of my favorite YouTubers, Acre Homestead, and I'm getting ready to make cookies. Something on my tray there. Got the parchment on there. I'm going to make these sugar cookies from Taste of Home, but I don't have almond extract, so I'm going to just use more vanilla. And I have my bread container out here because while the cookies are baking, I am going to make a loaf of cinnamon raisin bread in the bread machine all at the same time. First I need to make a cup of coffee though, and then I'm going to get started. I'll show you what they look like when they're done. It's a little loud right now because I have the cinnamon raisin bread going in the bread machine. I only make the dough in the bread machine. It's not really much to see right now. And it's probably a lot louder now that I brought you right over to it. I have the first batch of cookies out of the oven, and I have some scooped here. That's the rest of the dough. I'm just going to cook the whole batch of cookies. This is a different recipe than we usually use, so we'll see how it is and if people like it, and if they do, I can make more. But that's where I am for right now. Gonna be my guinea pig. Red? Let me know how it is. When I make my bread in the bread machine, I just make the dough in the bread machine. I do not make the bread because I don't like super tall loaves. I like regular size loaves. So I bought this bread pan from Amazon. I think it's a Wilton's. Yeah, it's a Wilton's. This is just like a regular loaf pan size. I have my cinnamon raisin dough here. I have the sugar, raisin somewhere. And I'm just going to put this together and let this rise. And then I'm going to get the pork chops ready to go into the oven because it is already 4:30. I had a nice relaxing morning. The afternoon wasn't stressful in what I was doing, so I just did a lot. So I'm going to get this going, then dinner going. I got to figure out sides still. I've got a verdict on the pork chops. Now, I've eaten pork chops before, and I like pork chops. Kristen has never been a fan of pork chops before. What is your verdict?
Exceptional.
Exceptional. So I should link the recipe down below.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess this recipe is a keeper. Kristen and Tom are in watching TV. I am pooped. I just talked to Sadie and Sophie on the phone for a few minutes. And my bread just came out of the oven, so here's my bread. I guess I didn't seal it very well, but it's gonna taste delicious anyway. It's gonna cool, and I'm gonna say goodnight for today. Thanks for spending the day with me. I'll see you tomorrow.